Hey Capricorn, it's me, and I'm here with a reading for 2022. It is a peak, okay? So these are general readings, and if you would like to get a private reading, do visit my website, www.christellemartinette.com, and you'll find that in the description underneath the video. I will upload these. These are uploaded on the 26th of December, which is Boxing Day. So happy Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. Let's take a look to see. I have here the Lenormand cards, and they're an oracle card deck. Every December, you can go back in my playlists and see. Every December, I upload a peek into the following year. So let's take a look now. Capricorn, what's in store for you? I'll divide these readings into trimesters. So that will be January, February, March is one. April, May, June is another. July, August, September is the next. And the last is October, November, December. Let's see. Okay. Get these out. Let's see. All right. Okay, now let's take a look at what's in store. So we have the first trimester, Capricorn. The first trimester, here we have something, a female friend, a friend of yours, sort of turns on you in the beginning. You get wind, you catch wind of that. You understand that there's something amiss. You thought this person was a friend, instead they are not. And so you turn to another female friend. Right? Whether you're a male or a female, this has to do with women, both. One is turning their back on you and one is serving you. Now, this troubles you the entire first trimester. It's almost as if you thought you could trust someone, but then you found you couldn't. And then you look around and you're thinking to yourself, for one moment, Capricorn, you're thinking, do I have friends? Do I have any female friends? Can I have any female friends? And so you start to doubt yourself, but you remain your Capricorn self and just put up your boundaries and are very, very suspicious. You look out to others, especially women, with a suspicious eye. But this blows over completely towards the end of that trimester, January, February, and March. By the end of March, this is all blown over. Then we have the second trimester, April, May, and June. It tops off that trimester in April by having to make decisions that you were not expecting to make, decisions that have to do with your emotional life, and decisions that may go something like this, Capricorn. Should I see them again? Are they that important for me? But I still think of them all the time. Am I just a little am I missing in my self-confidence? That's why I want to see them. Or am I not wanting to see them because I lack self-confidence also? And so you play this, these thoughts, you play them around, and you end up throwing yourself into the notion of work and how you can have work for you, to see if it will help you distract you in some way. Any kind of work, be it a side hustle or a main job, or something that moves your passion. But you come out at the end of this trimester, April, May, and June, towards the end of June, as being your own self again, your mature Capricorn self, where there is one thing in on your mind, one important thing on your mind, and that is how you go about your business, how you go about your work. Just as long as that's on point, then nothing else will faze you at all. Then we go to the third trimester, which is July, August, and September. And here we have a new beginning. Why? Because there's a renewed sense of security. There is a sense that things are starting to move your way, to turn the way you want. You know, your desires are coming true. All of a sudden, here they are. They're coming alive. And indeed, since the trimester is such a lucky feeling for you, and it is a feeling because of the renewed sense of security, you feel all of a sudden that things are in place and the foundation under your feet will not be shaken. And this is the third trimester. Remember, July, August, and September, the hottest months in the Northern Hemisphere, cooler months in the Southern Hemisphere. And at the very end of that trimester, September, from 15th to the end, you feel that no one, absolutely no one will ever put you down and will ever cause you to waver in terms of your self-confidence. That is a thing of the past. Then we have now the last trimester, October, November, and December. And what is very interesting here, Capricorn, for me to see is that all of a sudden you're starting to feel as if you were rich. And the key here is as if you were. As if you were means that, yes, of course, there is money coming in and you feel that sense of security, because if you didn't have that, especially you Capricorns, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't feel that sense of security. But it's not millions and millions. It is something to keep you secure and happy, just what you need. And that's enough for you in 2022. And it will really, truly bring the sun out in your life, and it shines on everything you do, from your daily work, from your habits, from your livelihood, from your passions, and even the communication that you entertain. And you do start opening up. Lo and behold, finally, Capricorns open up and they speak. And they start to speak because we have the public here. And the public is where you shine. You start to shine. And wouldn't you be surprised? Aren't you surprised that I'm saying that, Capricorn? Because it's so unconventional for you to just go out and be so talkative and share your ideas with others. But you do. And that's at the very tail end of November. And what happens at the end of the year? Ooh la la, Capricorn. Many of you are going to get engaged. Many of you, if that's not in the cards for you, if you don't have any, and if you don't want to, or you already have a partner, this means some form of pairing up, contractual work, a partner that will be helping you to move along your business, something to do with a person who supports you in some way. But I am vying for a contract, a love contract. This is a decision that you make with someone to stick together. Now, let's go and see the houses. When I say houses, I mean every single card has a house that it sits in, and that gives me a reading for you for the entire year. So let's go for the first. Let's go for the gold. The first house is endings and beginnings. Endings and beginnings. You know, when a door closes and a door opens, when one person leaves your life and another comes in. Well, this is especially trying for you, Capricorn. It's especially difficult. It's always caused it in the sense that it always causes you somewhat of a shock or some dismay or some sadness, melancholy, and it's difficult for you, this endings and beginnings, the changes, life changes. Now, in terms of surprises, well, look, surprises for you are going to come when you're faced with a decision to make. And they are positive surprises, and this should give you a key, Capricorn. It means that when you're faced with a decision to make, never ever falter, never worry, and never fear, because that decision will bring you positivity, will bring you a positive surprise. And so what are surprises? Surprises are things that we don't really know. They come to you out of the blue. This is the year for surprises for you. And endings. The house that concerns endings. Anything that ends, when there is not an ending and a beginning right after that, anything that ends has the taste in your mouth of a full-blown beginning your life over again. When you close the door on something and nothing comes, let's give you an example. There's a death in the family, long time coming. You knew that it was going to happen. Everyone knew that it was going to happen. But that day that person passes, there's a birth in the family. Those two, like I said in the first house, those two things back to back trouble you. When, however, something closes, a person passes, but because of their suffering, you are so grateful that they no longer suffer. This is the type of renewed life that I'm feeling. But rather than consider death, let's talk of a relationship that you feel that is long overdue to close. You close it and you start to feel like your own self again. You start to feel like you can conquer mountains. That's the house of endings. Then we have the house of oral communication. Oral communication by far is your best bet. Oral communication is the place where you get the most the biggest bang for your buck. Let's put it that way. Then the livelihood, your work and livelihood, turn to friends you can trust. They will be the ones that can help you. Then we have the sense of security. The sense of security by far comes to you out of love. When you feel loved, family, friends, partners, relatives, that is where you feel secure. Like I said, it's not the money, it is the security. Your sense of security is what makes your life sustainable but wonderful as well in 2020. Guidance. Where does the guidance come from? Guidance comes from your sense of security. How about that? And these cards are so interesting. The way they talk back to back, they're saying that. It's a sense of security that comes from the power that you have to be loved and love. And this is what creates guidance. You guide from the heart. Then we have the house of the home, everything home, everything that represents home. And this is where truly you feel the best and comfortable, most comfortable in your life. So it looks like the cards are telling you, fill that home with love and you will have love, security, and a sense of home. That is the key here in 2022. Then there is the public life, your public life. And there's a woman that you meet in the public that can serve you. Now this, when I say in the public, it means what? When you're walking out into some park, you're in a supermarket, that is a public place. You're in a bank, you're working, and or you're going to take money, put money in, take money out, and that's a public place because there are other people there. You meet a woman and you start a conversation, you strike up a conversation. And that is interesting because that person will be important to you. Then obstacles. In your life, there are obstacles. There will always be obstacles because this crazy thing that we're living is called life, and there are ups and downs, and there are obstacles. Now, obstacles here have to do always with your sense of balance, your sense of a security when it's not there. Any work that you are carrying out that is just not going right, that is the obstacle that you have to be careful for and go around in the year 2022. Decisions. As we mentioned decisions before, we did mention it. This is the house of the decisions. And look, I have to show you this. The decisions they come under the four-leaf clover. Any decision, just like the top, that the other time I mentioned the decisions, they are very lucky. They only will go well because there was the house of surprises, remember, and there were decisions on that. And here we have the house of decisions, and there is the lucky star. And they trine each other. They knight each other. This is really interesting. Your decisions are very lucky. Yeah, that's interesting. Now, the house of nuisances and problems. Problems and nuisances are a cavity in your tooth or a tire, a flat tire. Those are problems, little problems. And here too, they talk about the public. You go to people in the public and you ask for help. All you have to do is open your mouth, just like we saw that conversation will be flowing in the year 2020. You talk, ask for suggestions, and you find the dentist. You find a place nearby that will help you mend your tire. So you use the gift of gab, talking this year, to get over these little insidious problems. Now, there is this house of something hidden. Now, this is what you just can't take. You don't like not knowing, right? This is in part Capricorn. It's your nature, but in part it's more pronounced in 2022. Those things that you don't know or you can't find out will cause you momentary problems, only momentary. You will get all over it because you will put your mind onto something else. Then we have matters of written communication. Written communication is the preferred mode for you because of your nature, one, but also because you think that what is written in stone. What is written, you can go back and read, and you can point to it and tell somebody, look, this is what you said. And it is a mature mode of communication. And 2020 is telling you, look, Capricorn, we did say that speaking is best for you in 2022, but when you feel that it's necessary to put black on white, you will resort to written communication because you will be making a mature decision. A decision on, in other words, to give you some support, give you some receipt, give you some a true sense that what was said was set in stone. Then a male influence in your life. A male influence in your life is almost non-existent. In the sense that you tend to gravitate toward women, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man. You tend to gravitate toward women for almost everything you need. Advice on consultants, where to go to get this, that, or the other thing. How do I solve this? You always turn to female figures. This is why at the beginning of the year, one who didn't have your back, who didn't have your best interests, who betrayed you in some way, really, really hurt. And female influences, that, of course, you can deduce it for yourself. That is where your partnership lies. You will partner up. You will feel strong when you have a good female friend because you have the impression their intuition and their emotional strength will give you strength, Capricorn. Well, the themes here were very, very clear, Capricorn. I think there's nothing else that we need to see. Just let me check, just in case I've missed something. Yes, the notion of friendship, starting up new friendships in the year 2020 is high on your list and will occur. You'll see that, and by the end of the year, you'll be able to understand that. So I do hope this was of help to you, Capricorn. Do enjoy your holiday season and your new year. Namaste, and until we read together again. Bye-bye.